As of right now, Joe Biden has expressed zero interest in stepping aside, obviously, whether he leaves the race or not. He's not gonna like the idea that he has to do that. And as of right now, those who have the most access to him and that he apparently trusts the most are saying that he should stay in. First Lady Jill Biden, who has been around Joe this entire time and knows the state of his mind and everything, and could have helped to move him in the right direction and has not done that, as well as his other family members and friends agree with him so far. Now, bear in mind that Joe Biden, it was such a shock the way the debate went, largely because he has avoided any uncontrolled environment. He hasn't done interviews. He hasn't even done newspaper interviews, really. Now he is considering doing tough interviews, and he's considering doing press conferences, maybe a town hall or a big one-on-one interview to try to do damage control. And maybe he will do better there, although I'm sure they will try to set it up exactly to make it as easy as possible.
The video will continue in just a moment, but first I have a message for you. TYT needs your help. Membership is vital to survival, so please go to tyt.com/team and become a member today.
But according to background sources, the family is all in and they want him to stay in. And then you find out this from other people, maybe in one tier out from the immediate family. So some Biden friends and family blamed longtime aides who had prepped Biden for that debate. They complained about everything from data-heavy answers to his makeup to his briefing on camera angles. Yeah, it was the aide's fault. He would have done great if only it had been someone else. That's true. There were people pushing for the top aides to be fired as a result of it. So Biden should stay, but the aides should go. They're not gonna have the nuclear codes. Anyway, internally, they're not going on the record, but many aides say that they've seen flashes of an absent-minded Biden, but typically brush them off as ordinary brain farts because they usually seem engaged. That's according to 8 current and former Biden officials. And here, let's see if this makes you feel better. Biden's miscues and limitations are more familiar inside the White House. The time of day is important as to which of the two Bidens will appear. From 10 to 4 p.m., he's dependably engaged, and many of his public events in front of cameras are held within those hours. Outside of that time range, or while traveling abroad, Biden is more likely to have verbal miscues and become fatigued, and obviously the debate was at 9 local time. So we just caught him at a bad time, I guess. Maybe the next debate will be at noon.
Yeah.
And maybe that will save us, Francesca.
Yeah, you know why? Because he's old. He's old and he needs a midday siesta. You can't start things at 9 p.m. He's an old man. Like it's nothing. This is what I hate to be ageist. Like my stepdad is 80, like, and I love him to pieces. And I actually think he might be better than Joe Biden, maybe by a slight hair. But he's got the same ticks of an old guy, just an old guy. I wouldn't want him to have the pressure of being a president. I just wouldn't. Like it's. I don't think there's anything uniquely bizarre about Joe Biden. He's just aging, y'all. It's gonna happen to all of us. The difference is we won't have the hubris to not step down and let somebody else be the nominee.
100%. Yeah, look, I have a lot of empathy for how old he is and how difficult that makes things. But when you also find out that he is apparently very, very prideful and stubborn, and if he feels he's getting any pressure to step down, he'll refuse to do so. Well, then the empathy kind of evaporates a little bit because, like, I know that a lot of people are throwing around it's elder abuse. Why are they doing this to him? No, he's doing this to him at the end of the day.
Right.
Nobody has more control of this process than him. He's insisting that he stays in. And when we keep being told that the most important thing to him and the Democrats is defeating Donald Trump, no, it isn't. Okay? To me, it's the most important thing, which is why I'm perfectly happy to have any of the other centrist Democratic governors or whatever. I'm not gonna get, we're not gonna get Bernie, we're not gonna get AOC or anything like that. It's gonna be some other centrist, but I think they have a better chance of beating Donald Trump, so I'm willing to sign up for it. They want to beat Trump, that's fair, with Biden. And they would rather risk the very significant chance of losing to Trump rather than giving up the chance of it being Biden. So you can say you care about it. Please stop saying that beating Trump is the most important thing to you because it is objectively not the case. Members make a difference here at TYT. You help make the show happen, and we see you in the chat with your loyalty badge. Click the join button to become a member today.